What's going on, boys and girls? What's up, world? Austin John Plays here, and today we're going to talk about if the Pokeball Plus accessory is worth it.
Pikachu Eevee!
Just for the record, this is not a Pokeball Plus. This is a Pokeball Stress Ball that I got at E3. But at E3, I got to mess around with the Pokeball Plus. So I want to give you my overall thoughts about it. First of all, it is 100% a paywall. Getting a Pokeball Plus includes the mythical Pokemon Mew, and that is the only way to get Mew in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. At this current time, there is no way to transfer your Mew from Pokemon Go into Pokemon Let's Go. I don't know if they're going to change that in the future. They may not. So, if you are a completionist and you want to do all 151 Master Trainers, you're going to need the Pokeball Plus. The Pokeball Plus is a little bit bigger than this. I'd say it's about yay big. Hang on, do I have... Okay, it's bigger than this, but it's smaller than this. Actually, this Pokeball, I don't know why I have so many Pokeballs just lying around my room. This is actually pretty accurate of the size. It's slightly larger because I have tiny girl hands or kid hands, whatever you want to say. Yeah, it's about this size. You're gonna end up holding it like this. Your bottom two fingers are gonna rest it up. And then it also has a strap on it. I'm probably gonna have pictures on screen here. The top of it is a joystick, so that's how you move around. I believe you could also click it in, and then there is one button on the front here. Between the button accessing the menu, choosing your options, going back, and then pushing into select, navigating through. Few things. One, it's weighted, so it's not super light, which is good, because if you're going to be using this to catch Pokemon, you're going to want to throw it just like this. In order to catch Pokemon, you need to throw straight. You can't throw it crooked. Like if you're sitting in a gaming chair, you have a tendency to go like this, and that throws curveballs. And by curveballs, I don't mean that they're gonna curve and then land in the middle. I mean they're gonna go to the side. So it's super important that you throw it completely straight. And some people were saying that doing that instead of the Joy-Con, which is already straight shaped, is more difficult. I didn't think it was. This game does have a learning curve. There is 100% a learning curve to learning exactly how you have to throw it. You have to throw it straight. Even if you know how to throw it straight, there's going to be times that you kind of doze your arm off to the side. You're going to throw your Pokeball over here, and you're going to lose your bonus for perfect throw, or for first Pokeball thrown. You need to get in the habit of throwing it completely straight. The red's the button right there, so yeah, like that. Next thing I want to talk about is, yes, you do get to put a Pokemon inside of there. You can take Mew out, put Pokemon in there. It's cool. And then you get to walk around with it IRL. So as you're walking around town or on your commute to work or when you're driving or anything else, you have a Pokeball attached to your pocketbook, backpack, carabiner for your keys, whatever you want. Probably not that, the keys would scratch it up. If you pass a Pokemon Go Pokestop, it actually spins it for you and you get the items, which is pretty dope. As it says here on the Nintendo Press Room website, connect the Pokeball Plus to Pokemon Go app to catch Pokemon in the real world and gather items from Pokestops without viewing your smartphone screen. Meanwhile, carrying Pokemon from Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee. This does act like a Pokemon Go Plus, right? That was the name of that thing that never sold anywhere. The Pokemon Go Plus, that it didn't automatically spin the Pokemon stops for you. This doesn't say that it automatically does it either. I don't know if there's a button you have to hit to activate it. There's also an LED, so this area right here in between the circle. This area is a bright LED that glows certain colors during the game. I assume it's also going to glow certain colors when you're passing Pokestops. That way you know if you need to actually activate it or if it's just going to get the items for you. That information wasn't released yet. And then also, whatever Pokemon that you bring in here and walk around with, I believe you're going to get candy for that. And candy is how you level up your Pokemon's stats, not their actual level, how you raise their CP. It's the equivalent of IV training in this game. Wait, no, individual values, effort values. EV training in this game. There we go. Instead of knocking out one Pokemon, like knocking out a Rattata to gain effort values in speed, right? That's how that works. Yeah, instead you're going to be using speed candy, which sounds really weird as an adult thinking about the idea of speed candy. It's probably what they warn you about Halloween that kids are getting. Now, the Pokeball Plus is $50 MSRP at Target, Best Buy, Walmart, GameStop, etc. If you get it with the game, it's $99 for the game and it, so 99 minus 60, that's $39. So you save 10 bucks, which is pretty cool. Do you need it? You only need it if you need Mew. If you want to do all 151 Master Trainers, or if you're a Gen 1er like me and you want that Mew experience, then yes. I don't know exactly at what point in the game you're going to be able to transfer a Pokemon from the Pokeball Plus into the game. It may be when you activate your communications, which I believe it's probably going to be either once you hit Pewter City or after you deliver Oak's parcel. After one of those events, it may be the time that communications is open, allows you to trade and everything else. I imagine that at the time that the Pokeball Plus would be active. Alternatively, which is less likely, when you go to Poké Go Park, or I think it's just called Go Park. When you go to Go Park, that's in Fuchsia City, the same place that the Safari Zone was previously located at. And that's when you get to transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go into the game, so on and so forth. So we don't know if it's going to be a beginning of game thing or if it's a mid-game thing. If it's a beginning game thing, and I'm gonna subscribe and you'll know, I'll be sure to mention it, that means that potentially this Mew is gonna be low leveled. It might be level 5 and only no pound. If so, you're starting your game with a Mew, and that's amazing. I literally, before I started doing tips and tricks, I did a Let's Play, or I theorized on doing a Let's Play that my starter was Mew, and it was the coolest idea ever. But to know that that's legitimately how you're going to be able to play, that's so great. So great. Of course, Mew being number 151 out of 153 in the Pokemon Let's Go Kanto decks. Meltan and Melmetal being the other two after 151. One more thing before we end.
Thanks. But we do have one more thing.
The right Joy-Con and the left Joy-Con are not the same controller. It's the reason they're very different, not only shape. There's a whole bunch of more things in here. I've taken these apart. I did the Atomic Purple controllers. There's a lot more stuff in this, and it's been acknowledged that there's sort of an issue with the antenna. Now, anytime that I played Mario Party, I used the left Joy-Con because it was more accurate. Also, I like how the thumbstick is located there instead of slightly off-centered. This game, if you're a righty, you're probably going to want to play with the right Joy-Con. For that, this needs to be in direct view of the Nintendo Switch. I literally just did a video on where my Switch was located. That's when I'm using my Pro Controller. For you to use the right Joy-Con with your Switch in docked mode, it needs to be in a direct view. There can't be any wires or electronics in the way. The wires from the console need to run behind. It needs to be like a direct view because that thing gets so much communication interruption because of the weak antenna on the right Joy-Con. If you're in a position that you cannot have your Nintendo Switch in a direct view, non-obstructed to your right Joy-Con, you're going to have communication problems. Which your alternatives for this are use your left Joy-Con, or use Pokeball Plus. The Pokeball Plus, I assume that they fix the antenna and it's going to be a lot better of reception because, well, also it's going to be a lot larger of an item with a lot less stuff in there. The battery's probably going to be great. All Nintendo controllers have a really fantastic battery life. It is a rechargeable lithium ion using a USB-C, the same thing that everything else for the Nintendo Switch does. It's also worth mentioning that if you did get the full Nintendo Switch bundle, okay, yeah, if you do get the Nintendo Switch bundle, you are still paying $3.99, so you're paying for the Switch itself, and then you're also paying for the game, and then you get $10 off of the Pokeball Plus. So no matter what, it's not going to be cheaper than $40 from a bundle, or $50 just buying it individually. That's going to be wrapping up this video on do you need the Pokeball Plus to play Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee? Do you need it in your life? I'm happy that this wasn't the hard plastic one, as it just hit me in the face. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. We are doing spoiler-free videos before the release, so don't worry. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.